I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Old Joplin. I met him in South Central Correctional Center, and I've mentioned him before, but first time I saw him, well, I'd seen him off and on, but first time I was even spoke to him really was on the softball field, and he was out there telling everybody how good of a softball player he was, baseball player he was, whatever. And he's way back there in the outfield, and somebody hit like a ball way up there, and he couldn't see it because the sun came right down and hit him right in the mouth. He dropped like a rock, lost 2 front teeth, and they came out there with medical. They was putting me on. He came to and was asking for his tooth. I mean, he's bleeding, his lips all swollen and everything. And somebody told me after that up in the visitor room that he was telling war stories, like he got it from a fight or something. I don't know if that's true. It really doesn't sound like him as I got to know him later, you know. But we called him Joplin because he had Joplin, I don't know if I can say the next word or not, but I'm going to give it a try, honky. And, but everybody just called him Joplin. But he's the one that said, was saying it, you know, so I think he came up with the name. They call me Joplin. They call me, you know. But anyway, when I worked in food service, he ends up working back there in the prep room with us. People was taking food out of there, you know, like meat and stuff, you know, onions and stuff. He wanted powdered milk. He wanted a lot of it. So we packaged it up, little packages like this. And this is in the summertime. Put these packages around his waist and wrapped him up like a mummy in saran wrap, tight. We didn't think this one out. We got him past the guards and everything that was at the kitchen. Got him out. Me and my workout partner was walking with him, you know, trying to get him back to the housing unit, because you got to go past guards at the housing unit too. As it's hot out there, you know, and we're sweating a little bit, but he is sweating profusely. And he's starting to say that he can't breathe. And he said that saran wrap is getting tighter and tighter. And by the time we got to the housing unit, he's like different shades of color, you know, and he's just sweating, and we get him into his wing. He lived in the same wing as we did. He goes in his cell and he's just tearing at this stuff, trying to get it off of him. And my workout partner goes in there with him and is helping him. Him in his cell, he's trying to get this off of him. But we wrapped it tight, because if you wrap it loose, then packages, we was afraid the packages would fall out, you know. And it would suck if it fell out right in front of a guard that he was passing. But I was talking to him one day, and he says, man, Harvey, he goes, I messed up my whole life, man. He goes, I'm writing a letter to the school that I went to, and he goes, I'm trying to send a message. He goes, you got any ideas and stuff? And so we went over it, you know, and everything, and he wrote a letter to the school. I don't know what, if the school read it out loud or if they read it in the classrooms or whatever, but he did write a school because he was concerned about other people in his town messing up and going to prison. While we was having this conversation, he asked me, you know, what I was in there for, and I told him he already kind of knew, but he's really interested in people and what they was in there for. Not because he's nosy or anything, he's just interested in what caused people to go, you know. So he said, think about this, Harvey. He goes, hold up your hand. So I held up my hand. He's younger than me too. Remember this, he's not very old at all. maybe 20 or something. So I held up my hand. He goes, make it like you're holding a weapon, you know. And he goes, now pull your trigger finger. I did. He goes, that one decision, that one pull of the finger changed your life. And he's right, you know. And he understood why I did what I did. But he's just trying to make a point. That little decisions that we make change our lives. You know, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. You know. And he said, so I'm trying to tell these people in the school, these kids, you know, think about the decisions that they make, because it can alter your life. It can ruin your life. You know, just little simple things, you know. He goes, me, he goes, I was running around with some friends and just started messing up, you know. And one evening, we was all drinking, doing all this and that, and decided to break into this house. And he goes, it really wasn't me, it was all the rest of them. And but he said, I went along with it, you know. And he goes, look at me, I'm sitting here. I said, where's the rest of them? He goes, well, there's another one. He's in another prison. But he said, the rest of them didn't get charged. You know, they didn't get caught. And so at least you can say that for him. He didn't spill the beans, for, you know, or neither did the other ones that got caught. You know, a lot of times these days, kids messing up, running around with your friends, they get caught doing something, or maybe even you, 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to talk. You know, and remember this. I've heard this several times from different people, but it's so true. You have to get lucky every single time when you're committing a crime. Cops only have to get lucky. Where's the rabbit? Cops only have to get lucky once. Squirrel. But anyway, one day I was talking to this guy, and we're talking about Joplin's name and whether he gave it to himself or others just started calling him that because of the tattoo on his chest. And he told me, he goes, he got that tattoo in prison. I said, did he? He goes, yeah. I said, I thought he got it when he's on the streets. He said, no, he got it in prison. You know, he said he's young, you know. He thought coming to prison and getting tattoos on him, it'd keep people away from him. I said, well, nobody's bothering him. He goes, I know, but, you know, that's because he's got friends, you know. There's people looking out for him. And I said, well, that's good. He goes, but go tell him that you heard he was from Webb City, not Joplin, Webb City. And I said, okay, what's the deal with that? He goes, Webb City's right next to Joplin. So I went over to him. I said, hey, Joplin. He goes, yeah. I said, man, you sure you got the right tattoo on you? Because I heard you's from Webb City. He goes, I am not from Webb City. I am from Joplin, Missouri. Joplin. He's pointing at his chest. And I'm laughing. He goes, he starts kind of laughing then, you know. He was in his feelings there for a second. He goes, who told you that? And I said, it doesn't matter. He goes, somebody told you that, and it had to be somebody from that area. He started naming people that was from that area. I said, man, what's the deal with Webb City though, man? Tell me. And he goes, it's right next to Joplin. I said, well, why do you hate Webb City? And he goes, yeah. He goes, people from Joplin hate Webb City. You know, they don't want to be associated with Webb City. And he goes, vice versa. Webb City doesn't want to be associated with Joplin. And I said, and he goes, the towns are right next to one another. I said, so how you know when you cross from one to the other? You know, when you're going from one city to the other? He goes, he starts laughing. He goes, you crossed the railroad tracks. But he was a good kid, and I hope the message that he wrote to those kids in that school resonated with them, you know. And I'd like to do something like that. I'd actually like to speak in school. Pro officer said I could, and so I just got to get one to let me speak. Anyway, that's all I got for you, and I thank you for watching. See you next time.